Hello and welcome. Good morning and happy Saturday, May the 7th. We're here for a very special program on our monthly webinar. Today, I'm honored to have uh, a friend already. I can consider Chris, but a guest from our indigenous communities of the northern Canada, which I've been pursuing most of my life. So I'm really excited about that. But this is the Voice of Men 360. Voice of Men 360 is a non-profitable organization. Out of the goodness of the heart, we're trying to reach out to communities and people whose voices need to be heard throughout the world. This is a part of a Men's International Day, which falls on this is the 21st year of being celebrated, actually, and in celebrated in 90 countries. Men have their voices began to be heard, including all of the boy soldiers that I've met in my journeys. There's a lot to talk about Voice of Men, but we're here to provide support and to get things started today. I wanted to make a few announcements for the month of May and June that is coming up. This is busy summertime and or springtime. Yet there's a lot of events happening. Would like you to share and please like this video and share with your community and friends, as you might get a lot of great information, including entertainment. So with that, let's bring on our guest, Mr. Christopher Merasty. Nice to see you, Chris. Everybody, welcome. This is Christopher. Chris, I like to begin as we are part of the Voice of Men 360 again. You, as being one of the men that we want to hear about, tell us about yourself. Introduce who is Chris, where you come from, where were you born, and tell us a little bit about yourself, please.
Oh, good morning, everyone. My name is Christopher Morasti. I was born in Regina, Saskatchewan, Sutherland, Saskatchewan. I was raised in a small community called Green Lake, Saskatchewan, and I'm originally from Flying Dust First Nation, just a small community east of Meadow Lake, Saskatchewan. So kind of a mixture of all over Saskatchewan. Right now, I reside in Lac La Ronge, northern Saskatchewan. Here, I've been married to my beautiful wife for uh, four years, I believe now. I've been living in La Ronge for 6 years, and plan on, hopefully retiring here, as there's so much so much benefits, especially with the land. We got I think it's the one of the largest lakes here in northern Saskatchewan,
Yes.
and and from here, like you could leave your house, jump on your snow machine or four wheeler or ATV, whatever you have, and ride off into the sunset, and then come back. In the evening time. So there's plenty of outdoor space um, up here in northern Saskatchewan. Lots of things to do, lots of things to see. So absolutely love
So,
it. Beautiful, beautiful land.
wow, such a poetic description, Chris. I already feel it. I see it. I see it in my mind. Beautiful sunset on that machine, and you're also the founder and the president of Men of the North. Tell us, who are the Men of the North, and what's the mission here, my friend?
Men of the North. It was founded in January 2020, and the reason being is that there is zero to really no supports up here in northern Saskatchewan for men and helping to deal with past traumas and helping men to heal from those past traumas. So we developed a Men of the North nonprofit organization here in northern Saskatchewan that helps to accommodate men. And the mission is to help men heal provide them with opportunities with recovery and as well as rehabilitation. Our vision is to see all men working together that will leave a lasting legacy for positive families and healthier communities. So, our ultimate goal is to strengthen the men in our communities today for a stronger tomorrow.
That's a noble cause, Chris. So let me ask you this: how are we going to do this? What are the systems in place? What do you do to support? Let's say I'm a man, I'm in trouble. I come. Is it specific to your community first of all, or is it all communities open?
Right now, we are just in the Larange area. It's a tri-community. So we have the town of Larange, we have the village of Arange, and we have the Lac La Ronge Indian Band. So,
So,
I'm
really,
sorry.
no worries. Come on in.
Sorry, my son is coming in here. So just wait. Give me 2 seconds.
Not a problem. And I have been to those areas that Chris is talking about. Just beautiful Canada, wide open space. There's nothingness until your eyes see nothing. It's just really beautiful forward sceneries of land. I know exactly what he's talking about. I was there in the heart of the winter promoting camel products, and it was on the dashboard, Chris. It said minus 47. It could get cold in the winter, couldn't it?
Oh yeah, like the winter is up here sometimes, especially that January, February, beginning of February, we see temperatures drop right below 50 degrees up here, and it does get cold. So if you are planning on moving up here to northern Canada, the number one thing is to make sure that you have the proper winter gear. Like don't cheap out on the winter gear. It's
I
it
like
is
that.
it does get very very cold up here, and but it's definitely uh, um, a different kind of experience, especially if you have never been in that type of temperatures before. And
Yes,
honestly, up here, we get vehicles and stuff like that. Like to me, I don't know how like the new electronic vehicles would be
work.
within these temperatures yet. So I think that's
So,
one.
Chris, that was just the reality of life, but that was the
Mhm.
temperature wise, the environment. Let's get into the heart and minds of men. What's happening in the minds of men in Saskatoon, in the area that you are, or what's the activities that keep them busy? What are
Um,
men doing in your community right now? Are they
right
prone into
now,
technology like everybody else? Are they got cell phones and stuff like that and they're Googling and seeing the whole world, or what's happening there?
oh yes, for sure. I think that the more that we get into the technology devices and stuff like that, there are definitely taking over. I know that there's a lot of young men up here in northern Saskatchewan. I know that with the news article that was released a few days ago, that we're seeing more and more high school dropouts, and I wouldn't say maybe high school dropouts, but less and less attendance when it comes to schools and education and stuff like that. So we're starting to see a decrease in the attendance records up here in northern Saskatchewan. And for I
So,
guess the technology that we have, coming in online and being a part of those educational platforms and stuff like that, it might be a little troublesome, I guess, as many don't feel the same dynamics when it comes to that that face to face interaction. So there's
absolutely.
there's a lot of less.
The human
And then
interaction, Chris. I'm excited to talk about this because that's really the tribal setting, if you will. I come from a tribal setting too.
mhm.
We know how it is to hang together as group and eat and everything. So we're human. We are social animals, all the human beings. So we need that interaction. But let's go back on how, Chris. When did you fund the Men of North, and what have you done? What are your challenges right now?
Our challenges right now are, seeking and securing funding, sustainable funding, so that way we can hire staff, part-time staff, get into our own facility, and do all the programming and projects that we want to include with the men's program, especially with our workshops, moving to daily workshops, father engagement programs, youth mentoring programs, elder support programs, and so on. As I feel that it's one of those key elements that many I guess organizations and supports to me are kind of are lacking. And what I mean by that is, like, you bring in men, and we get up to about 18 men a week through our workshops.
Ah,
And then we also provide an opportunity for the men to come in throughout the week, come in and meet other families in the community, have a men's gathering, bring your families, bring your children, and let's have a barbecue. Or let's
mm,
go out and do an awareness campaign. Um, we had an awareness campaign here with the missing Indigenous murdered women
mhm,
and girls. So we bring out our Eagle staff and our smudge pail, and we led the walk, raising the awareness for the missing and murdered Indigenous women and girls. That was in collaboration with the Pewapan Women's Center and as well as the Lac La Ronge Indian Band. And
so
we seen upwards to about 220 people walk in with us there on Thursday.
wow, wow. That's big in such a small communities to bring 200 people. They must love what you're doing. Chris, one time I was on on a plane to Europe. I saw a movie. I got to dig up that movie. It was about this community in northern Canada. Now you're in Saskatoon. You're really not really north, let's say, but you are
Mhm.
in a very unique place, unique area, right in the heart of Canada, right in the center.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, we are kind of I wouldn't say central. We're more northern on the, I would say, on the east side of Saskatchewan.
Right, right.
So there's a kind of a divider. There's west side of Saskatchewan and east side of Saskatchewan. So we're on the east side, and we're kind of the doorway, I guess, to further northern communities.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So you talked about the funding, Chris. Let me ask you a couple of questions. Is there any government organization that funds this kind of activities? I mean, it's better for the government or for the local community governments to be able to fund projects like yours, so there's a healthy environment instead of just spending it on repairing broken men. What do you think?
Oh, yes, I'm pretty sure that there is funding out there. But right now we are in the processes of getting everything all caught up, especially with our financial areas, and creating that transparency, so that way people can come in through our website, and then they can see our annual reports, and doing all that type of stuff too. So I'm hoping to get all that taken care of, and then we're going to start opening up more doors, hopefully to secure sustainable operational funding for our program. And I know that right now the Métis Nation funds us up to, I believe, just over $100,000, as well as the Sask government, and as well as Indigenous Service Canada. So it's a federal grant that we got coming in as well. Oh, and as well as another organization called AMSIS. It's another Métis and Indigenous organization here in Saskatchewan. I think that they were
Mm-hmm.
developed, I'm going to say maybe 2019. I think that they started. So we have these funders in place, but they're just kind of like the one time funding agreements. So I'm hoping that once we get things in place with that transparency, especially with our finances, we'll be able to open up and unlock the doors to securing continuous, ongoing operational funding through them.
So, so this is like a seed money, Chris. Am I
Yeah,
correct? Like a
yeah,
seed money, so you can get on track and see what you can do with this, like a pilot project, if you will.
100%. Yeah, that's all we applied for was just the pilot funding, and
Yes,
we seeing nothing but success,
very
nothing but
good.
success.
So great to hear some good news, Chris, with the COVID-19 is this pandemic. I don't know if it affected your communities. Did it? I'm
Oh,
just curious. Did it actually affect the communities that you live in or your communities?
oh, 100%. Like we back in, I believe it was March of 2020, when the government locked down all communities. Community, you couldn't come, you couldn't go, out, even leave your house. So during that time, a group of us men got together and we purchased a whole bunch of non-perishable food items. We packed them up, and then I think it was a weekend there we delivered like over 300 some food hampers throughout the community. And then
Respect.
we
Respect for
partnered up.
all of that work, man. I know it's
Oh
not
man,
easy, but
yeah,
it's
like there
fun.
were some guys that were up for like 24 hours.
I believe it. Wow,
So,
that's a
but
giving heart.
it was such a tremendous accomplishment just seeing, all the help that we done.
What a
And then
great What
we
a great
partnered up with
idea, Chris. Let me
oh,
interrupt you here. What a
yeah,
great
for
idea.
sure.
Imagine all around the world, people organize groups like this to go out help out people. We just have such a beautiful planet. But it's such a unique experience where you are because there's not too much population. Coming to the population, what's the population of where you are, Chris?
We got about 14,000 with the three communities. So
Mm,
especially like with the First Nation community, with the village, and then with the town itself.
man, it should be perhaps for online just ideas pop in my head, Chris. You should do some recording of the nature of that place. I'm sure it's beautiful. And
Oh, 100%.
so, Men of North 360, Chris Merasty is with us right here at Voice of Men 360. Let me just make a couple of announcements, Chris. As you're busy in your community, we all are also busy here with the Sivam, with the Voice of Men 360, to be able to to have stories just like you, Chris, like Chris's story heard all over the world. So we're looking forward for your cooperation, your sharing, liking, and really promoting the program because we got some great stuff coming down the line for the summer and for May and June. But Voice of Men 360 can be reached via the phone. Our phone is online at www.voiceofmen360.org, info at voiceofmen360.org, and also make sure that you follow us on social media. I'm Arif Gilany, your host, and also the vice president of Voice of Men 360. We are here to bring out stories that are unheard, to provide support and to provide some sort of alignment to get you out of the challenges that you're facing, as many men do. So there's a lot of programs coming out on monthly basis. I'm actually very excited to have been here for the last month, just directly working with my friend Sivam and organizing all of this. So before we go back to Chris, let me just go do the rundown. The rundown is Open Up. Open Up is a live show on Sundays at 10 Eastern time, 10 a.m. Eastern time. Of course, we have the local Vili, which is a Tamil live talk show on Sundays at 8 a.m. Eastern time. So from Camel community, make sure that you have that. Watch my friend, a lot of great discussions. I actually love to learn a lot of languages, so I'm going to be tuning into that. Perhaps I will learn Tamil. monthly webinar, which is Saturdays of every month. Today we have the honor of having Chris. Chris is a young community leader in northern Saskatoon in Canada, and we're going to get a little bit more on those details. We also have Author Circle. This is every Saturday of the month at 11 to 12. Those of you who are actually writing stories or are interested in writing stories, I have written two books myself. I'm on my third book, and there's a great opportunity to have your voice heard that way as well through the Voice of Men 360. So make sure you contact our support systems and social media. Podcast is also available on all platforms, including iPhone. And this is something that I'm really passionate about. I'm here in Barrie, Ontario. The drive up here was an hour. What are you listening to? Listen to some great stuff that's going to help you improve your life. And last but not least, I believe this monthly men's group meeting that we have, if you are willing to participate on that Zoom call to find out a little bit more about what's happening inside of Men 360, because we have a lot of great programs, make sure you send us a message and we will invite you out for our next meeting, which is on a Tuesday at 6 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. Pass the talking stick. That's really what we're doing. That's also on every fourth Friday of every month, 6 to 7 p.m. and via Zoom call. Make sure that you are tuned into all of these programs. Please share this program as we talk about Indigenous people. This is some of the people. Somebody gave me a book called Uncle Tom's Cabin and brought me to Canada. This is 30 years ago. And even before then, I always loved Indigenous stories. I have seen all Geronimo. I used to mention, I've seen them all. So I'm really honored and glad to have Chris here. Chris, are you still with us?
Oh, yes, 100%.
Sorry about that little stepping away, Chris. Let's get back to the community work that you do with Family Man. You have any kids yet?
Oh, yes. Yeah, we had our first grandbaby, actually. He's 2 weeks old. So just fresh, just a fresh grandbaby, my first one. So 8 pounds, 8 pounds, young man. So Grandpa's gonna be making sure I keep a nice close watch on him.
Pass down the wisdom.
Yeah, I do have four children of my own. My little son that was just in here, and then my oldest daughter lives with her mother, and then the two second oldest live with us here.
Wonderful.
So, yeah, and then like I said, just had my first grandbaby, and loving every minute of it.
Wonderful. Glad to be here, Chris. So let's talk about some of the opportunities that you're trying to create with Men of the North. There's younger people there. You look very young yourself. Let me just tell you that. You don't look like you have grandbabies, but man, good work. You're living it up.
Yes.
So, let me ask you about the younger men in the group.
For sure.
What are the teenagers doing in your community?
For sure. We have a youth mentoring project that we do every summer here. It's a 5-week project. Goes throughout the whole summer break for the youth of the community. And this year we got a 50-yard challenge for the men and young men of the community. So we go around helping elders, families with disabilities, and single parent families with basic yard work, mowing, trimming, raking. And then they work towards, if they get the 50 yards completed by a certain date, then we're going to take them on a all-inclusive paid canoe trip. And then there we go from Mississippi, it's called, a northern community up here called Mississippi, down to Stanley Mission. And everything's all paid for. They just have to provide their swimming trunks and their clothes.
Wow, what a wonderful program. What a great initiative, Chris. Congratulations. That's one of the dreams. Maybe I'll come on one of those canoe trips with you. Oh man, that would be a dream. We got to do this.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, we go over two waterfalls, and I think about two or three portages. Yeah, beautiful. We're actually setting up. We're setting up other entrepreneurs, business owners, local RCMP, fire department, and as well as the EMS team to come out throughout the summer and give us a hand and share some stories. Just to kind of give these young men a broader experience into understanding what kind of other opportunities that there may be in the community, so that way they're not just focused in on one area, but maybe they might be, something might catch their eye, and then we can help them and guide them through that way.
So, Chris, as we come to the end of our show, let me ask you a couple of more broader questions right now, broader topics. Right now, there was a lot of stories about Indigenous and Canadian issues and things like this. I was overseas, but I was following from there.
Mm.
I was following what's happening about the schools and all of the, how does men of North feel about all of these issues?
Oh, the issues that we have, it's not about, I would say with the men in the north is we're helping the men, bringing them in, doing our weekly workshops here in the town of Larange. And what we do is we get the men focusing in on themselves, as we don't allow them to come in and start finger pointing and start blaming and all this type of stuff. As to, we can't control anything outside of our group. We can only control what goes on inside here and taking the responsibility of your own actions. And we help the men and making sure that they understand that. And so we're a focus group. We focus in on one topic each week, and we help the men to put those pieces together on that specific topic before we move on to the next topic. And with that, it's helping them to understand and helping them to shoulder the responsibilities of the world, to better themselves and becoming a stronger communicator, releasing their emotions more easily and freely, so that way they can, I guess, accept those challenges in their relationships, especially within a marriage or a couple's relationship, or even a work relationship, or just a friendship relationship. So that way it will help them to be more emotionally connected to their children, to their families, and as well as to their community. So
Wow.
that's what the Men in the North is about.
What a great noble cause and what a great work you're doing, Chris. I've had the pleasure, the honor to meet you today and hear all of these great stories that are happening in north and central north of Canada, in Saskatoon, and all of the communities. We wish you all the best, and I hope all of the programs are expanded, that people from Toronto and other big cities come and just to experience your coaching, your mentorship, and the activities you're doing here, my friend.
Oh, 100%. We are for all men, all ethnic backgrounds, and all socioeconomic statuses. So we're more inclusive rather than being exclusive.
Wonderful. Thank you, sir.
May I interrupt you for just a second? There are some indigenous community people there watching.
Questions or maybe comments? Maybe somebody's trying to reach us to ask.
Well, the thing is that they do have a lot of programs. Just a couple of them, if you can go a little details, those men's group meetings and elders programs and weekly support nutrients program or parent program. If you can just give us a details about that, please, and also
So
suicide prevention or suicide matters, please. Thank you.
For
that
sure, we
was
have.
right from my friend, and yes, Chris Sivam is a really put a spark in even myself on really getting active on these things. So we're here to provide support for all of the communities, including yourselves. So consider us your brothers right here in Toronto.
Awesome. We need, we need as many connections and relationships moving forward with this movement. I know that men have been left off the table for far too long, and now it's time for us to step up and start healing, so that way we can better ourselves, better our families, and better our communities. So, with our program is more of the preventative maintenance program, as we get the guys in each and every week and allowing them to share their lived experiences with other men sitting around the table. And every time that the men speak, there's little tools that other men can get from those stories and those experiences, so they can put those in their tool belt and they can go off and they can fight the world with those tools that they've been given throughout our meetings. As we get men in and we provide opportunities for them to come in and share their experiences, release their emotional struggles and their emotion pain, and allow us men to help them and guide them and support them through those vicissitudes of life. We also have a youth mentoring program. Like I said, we started up here July 2nd, and that's going right through to August 6th. So pay attention to our Facebook page, as we'll be posting pictures, TikTok videos, doing all that type of good stuff that we need to show our ongoing supports and stuff like that. With the other projects and the elder supports, father engagement programs, right now with things being so busy right now, we're just, I guess, slowly getting into those father engagement programs. We were looking at starting up a Father Warriors program, which is a 16-week program here on site. We also got traditional and land-based teaching. So we got our drum. So starting up our drum group. We got donated a buffalo hide yesterday, so we're going to get some guys coming in and scraping and start the tanning
Wow.
processes.
So those things are still happening in real life right now in where you are in your community. That's so wonderful to see community engagement, the things that we are seeing, witnessing there. Your social pages, Chris, where do people
Mm.
find you online? You mentioned the Facebook group.
Yeah, the
There's a
Facebook
lot of
page. So
communities around the world that can come and see this beautiful experience that you're doing through the video, through all of those things. So tell us about your online presence, please.
for sure. So we got the Men of the North our Men of the North INC on our Facebook page. You can see our logo there on the Facebook page. Also, we got Men of the North 2020 on Instagram, and Men of the North uh, 2, I believe, on the Twitter. We also got a couple other Lincoln, just Men of the North on Lincoln, and as well as our website. Our website right now is just being updated. It hasn't been really updated, so I've been taking the liberty and doing a little bit of updating and getting familiar with that back end stuff with the website development and management. So our website will be updated here shortly. I'm hoping by the end of this week we'll have our website
It's
updated.
a it's a very lengthy process building a website. I just finished
Oh man.
mine, and it does take a lot of work, and it's a work in progress. A lot of
Mhm.
great work that you're doing, and I hope to see you again and come back on and give us some great updates of what you have done for the summer. So, right now, it's again our monthly webinar. We had Chris here today of Indigenous communities of Northern Saskatoon, and I have my friend Sivam here. I want to ask you all to, if you enjoyed our program, I think Chris shared some wonderful insight and just the calm way that he talks about things. You should listen to Chris's parts at least once again to give you that beautiful picture of Northern Saskatoon. Thank you, Thank you very much, and I think that's it for our today's show. And we're looking forward to hearing your story. Sivam, you have anything else to add to the bottom of this segment here?
Yeah, there's a question from somebody. Are there translation services for men who will not speak English or English properly?
So the question, Chris, I believe is for you, and it says the details about their programs. The
Hmm.
program, basically, if you give them the right links, let's go through those links one more time. Your social
No,
online links, Chris.
no, no. The question is, are there translation services for men who not speak English or English properly?
Ah,
Like right
English
now,
language
uh,
translations. That's the question, Chris.
yeah. So right now, we do not, but definitely a room for opportunities for sure. We uh, we are, like I said, open to all men, and if there's men that have problems, I know that we have one of our leaders is very fluent in French, and he's more than willing to help to alleviate, a lot of the English to French translations right now. But as of right now, that's as far as we got. We also got a lot of elders that come in as our Treaty 6 territory here in Larange is Cree. And so the first language here in the Treaty 6 territory is the Cree language. And we also got a lot of First Nation members that are very fluent in the Cree language. And so if there's any help with either the Cree or the French, we got those two things covered. But anything else, right now, we do not.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, thank you, Chris. Again, Sivam, do we have anything else on this Saturday? Again, it's been a
No, no.
great pleasure to have Chris here with us. He's the founder president of Men of the North. We the North. So hopefully we're gonna make the North proud. And Sivam, up to you.
Yeah, we don't have anything. That's all from. There's a comment. Agreed. Men have been left outsource of programming, scientific research, etc., because of gender bias and gender role ideologies. Yeah.
Oh,
Wonderful. Again, Chris, we wish you all the best, and we're here for you, and we're your brothers here. Feel free to reach out. We're building networks of brothers all around the world, inshallah.
100%. Thank you very much.
You have a great day, sir.
Thank you.
How do you say have a great day in your language? Please wish everybody in your own native language.
Gunanas tututmin. Gunanas tututmin. That means we are grateful.
We're grateful. Everything's for gratitude. I'm going to listen to that. Make sure I remember that. Thank you very much, Chris, and everybody. You have a good day, great Saturday, and see you next time. Thank you for watching, and please share. Thank you.